going, poet.
He called me Earth.
Go
He
ahead.
said I was solid and reliable. He said I was the dirt that nurtured flowers into bloom. He said I gave of myself so that others could grow. He said being with me was like hiking a mountain uphill both ways. He said the view was worth the climb.
Come on.
He called me cliffs and rocky soil. He called me ordinary. I called him and hung up on the second ring. He called me air. He called me wind. He said I slipped from his grip. He said I whipped him in the face. He said I stripped him of his lies. He said we stood face to face and stared at the nakedness of the truth. He said it felt like winter's breath frozen on the tip of his nose. He called me warmth. He called me a cyclone of destruction. He said I was never just hot air, but fire breath. I called him again, and the phone went straight to voicemail, so I left him a message. Hey, it's Katie, and another, and I was just calling to say, and another, that I thought about you the other day, and another, and so I'm just wondering, and another, so how's life? And another, so I'm good, and another, life's good, and another, so call me back if you get the chance. He called me water. He called me bitter sleet. He called me warm summer's rain caressing his cheek. He said I cried more than a leaky water faucet. He said when I cried, my tears were like ice cream on a cake cone in the summertime. He said I was warm, steamy kiss. He called me ice queen. He called me frostburn bite on his neck. He called me bitch queen. He called me back. One new missed call. Just to say hi. He called me fire. He called me a burning ember of conviction. He said I warmed. He said I burned. He said I charred. He said I hurt myself more than anyone he had ever known. He called me living room warmth. He called me wildfire dangerous. He said when I burned full force, nothing could put me out. He said he loved to watch me burn. He said, call me back. But I didn't. Because we called each other every night for 4 years, and we talked until our throats were sand traps, and we talked until we laughed, until we cried, and our tears were like ice cream on a cake cone in the summertime. I'm glad you called me, Katie. And I want to call him back and say I'm sorry. I want to call him and speak forgiveness. I want to call him first love. I want to call him first hate. I want to call him first heartbreak. I want to call him back, but I realize I have nothing left to say. And so when the phone rings again, 2 days later, I don't even bother to pick up. But I stare at the phone until the screen reads one new missed